What's going on, you guys? It's Benny Bassett. I'm back for another day here in the month of June, honoring and giving voice to the most famous and inspirational African American musicians of all time, or, in my opinion, of all time, but at least in modern American history. June is African American Music Appreciation Month, and so I've been covering a song each day to not only support that idea, but also to support those that are out protesting and giving a voice to attempt to end oppression that's been going on in this country since it was founded. And so this is my way of contributing in my industry, the music industry. And so I've also been educating myself and providing some background on each of the artists in each of these videos. So today, covering Prince. Yes. And here and there, I'll put him into my shows and do this tune. But I don't have any recorded version, so I'm happy to put this on YouTube and bring some attention to one of the guys I think it was just incredibly talented. He put out so much music, something like 39 albums of music, and after he passed a few years ago, they found he had like over 50 music videos, 1,000 more songs, like something incredible. Who knows what the real number is, but he had a studio in his house and he was just constantly at work innovating, combining genres, coming up with new ideas, and he was just one of the most talented, and I mean, it's just crazy the amount of stuff he was either involved in or worked on. But yeah, he's, as most people know, he's from Minneapolis, which makes him even doubly more important here, since that's where a lot of this protesting began with the murder of George Floyd. But he was born to two musicians, and apparently all of his grandparents were from Louisiana, so has some of that influence as well in his family. But he wrote his first song when he was 7 on piano. His dad had a piano, and a lot of family issues. His mom and dad split, and he had a hard time. He would move around. He had a tough relationship when his mom got remarried, and the stepdad had a son, and they had a tough time. So Prince would move around. He ended up moving into his neighbor's basement, and they started playing music together. He was also a really great basketball player. Played in high school and then continued to play when he was an adult. Kind of cool. I didn't know that. Anyway, when he's young, they form, Andre was his neighbor's name. They form a band called 94 East. They record a song called Just Another Sucker. This is 1975. And they do some recordings with a producer named Chris Moon in a Minneapolis studio. They don't seem to get much traction. So Mr. Moon introduces them to Owen Husney in Minneapolis, and he's just a Minneapolis businessman who immediately signs Prince to a contract. Prince is 19 years old. They make a demo kit at Sound 80 Studios in Minneapolis, and they submit it. Warner Brothers, A&M, Columbia, all the big record labels show interest. They end up signing with Warner Brothers and give Prince a lot of the control rights over the music, which is kind of unheard of for a first contract. They moved to Sausalito, one of my favorite cities in the country, right north of San Francisco, right on the water, and they record at Record Plant Studios. They record the songs, one of the hit songs, Soft and Wet, and Just As Long As We're Together. And Prince plays all 27 instruments on the record, except for one song where the producer, Moon, wrote some lyrics with it. 27, I mean, just incredibly talented dude. From then on, it's just kind of the record after record. Every year, he releases Dirty Mind in 80, which has a bunch of sexually explicit material, and it's his first foray into kind of like really pushing the envelope of what was acceptable in the 80s, and performs on Saturday Night Live in 81. He opens for the Rolling Stones, yet another artist that the African-American artist that the Rolling Stones introduced to the world or helped to bring along. And at this time, Prince is releasing so much music that he's constantly moving around and shifting his publishing companies. So he had like 7 or 8 of them. One was His Name in Reverse. One was Controversy Music. It was just kind of he was an interesting dude. He wrote, and then he would also have like backup bands that would rotate, and he'd give them all different names. So in the early 80s, it was The Time. Then in the mid 80s, it was Prince and the Revolution. And it was just interesting. They would tour around, and then they'd have new musicians come in. He'd give them a new name, but early '80s, they just gone on tour. The Stones having this popularity, and his manager, at that time Bob Cavallo, they want to get him in a major motion picture to capitalize on everything that's going on. So, because at this point he had pop and R&B hits, music videos, and every once in a while be on TV. So this is where they come up with the idea to make Purple Rain, and the Purple Rain record, and it just blows the world apart. I mean, it brought Prince to the forefront in every way. It had the song Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy. They all reached number one, and at one point he has the number one song, album, and movie in the world. And no other singer has done that. So if that doesn't tell you just how much Prince was in the world at that point. Then every year after that, he releases a new record. 85 is Around the World in a Day. 86 is Parade, and Parade was another huge record. He co-writes, or he writes the song Manic Monday for the Bangles. He's just like, it's incredible. And also during this time, it's interesting because Tipper Gore comes along, and Prince is his song Darling Nikki is the reason that the Parents Music Resource Center eventually is founded, and they start using the parental advisory explicit lyrics on the cover of records. Thanks, Prince, for warning us. Well, the Revolution disbands. This is late 80s, early 90s, and Prince is they disband while he's in the middle of records, so they end up putting one out. It's Camille. Then he's working on his own solo projects. And he puts out Crystal Ball, which he wanted to be a 3 LP or a 3 CD or album set, and the label's like, maybe we can bring this to a double. It's called Sign of the Times. If I Was Your Girlfriend, Sheena Easton duet, You Got the Look. Like it just, you could go on and on about the number of songs that this dude crushed, and each one was, like moving forward, different kind of sound, and just bringing so many different sounds together. In '89, he appears on Madonna's studio album. Maybe you've heard of it, Like a Prayer. He sings a duet love song, and apparently, even though it was uncredited, plays guitar on Like a Prayer, Keep It Together, Act of Contrition. He's just a huge part of making that record. I'm trying to see what else. I'm trying to think of some. Oh, obviously, the one that's tonight, right? So in the 90s, another band, right? Another name change. Now it's Prince and the New Power Generation. Diamonds and Pearls is released, which has Cream, Diamond and Pearls, Money Don't Matter Tonight. Just like, it's incredible. And it keeps going. 1992, his 12th album, Love Symbol. This is when he kind of moves to no longer Prince and moves to the Symbol. Then they try to do a greatest hits, doesn't work as well. He does eventually comes out 2 separate releases and includes live recording of Nothing Compares to You, Pink Cashmere, Peach. Then he just starts putting out a ton of albums in 1994, so he can get out of his contractual record requirements. He finally gets them all done, and in late 90s, early 2000, puts out Emancipation, a 36-song 3 CD set, and it's certified platinum. It just is killer. And so yeah, man, he just made music his whole life. He ends up dying from an overdose of fentanyl. It's just kind of terrible. But two of my favorite Prince memories. One, I think, is the most fantastic Super Bowl halftime performance that's ever occurred. If you want to know how talented this guy was and how close he was connected to some other power somewhere, he plays Purple Rain during the Super Bowl at halftime, and it starts to rain during the song. Like, he's just controlling the weather. No big deal. But incredibly talented dude, and I'm glad to include him. Have to include him. He blended so many genres. He played every instrument. I forgot to mention even the song Kiss. He's been the lead writer on hits you probably don't even know that he wrote. Just incredibly talented dude. So this is Prince. Little song called Little Red Corvette. Guess I should have known by the way you parked your car. Sideways wouldn't last. You're the kind of person that believes in making out. Once love 'em, leave 'em fast. I guess I must be dumb. Had a pocket full of horse Trojan, some of them used. It was Saturday night. She said, makes it alright. She said, what have I got to lose? I said, a little red Corvette. None of you much too fast. Little red Corvette. I need a love that's gonna last. Guess I should have closed my eyes when you drove to the place your horses run free. 'Cause I felt a little ill, saw the pictures of the jockeys came before me. Believe it or not, started to worry, wonder, do I have enough class? It was Saturday night, I guess it makes it alright. She said, baby, whatever now. Little red Corvette, baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette, I need a love that's gonna last. Body like yours on a being jail, on the verge of being obscene. Move over, baby, give me the keys. I'm gonna try to take a little red love machine. Little red Corvette, baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette, need a love that's gonna last. A little Prince arrangement credit to Aaron Tapp and Matt Nathanson, who wrote or put together that great version of A Killer Song. Thank you guys for following along, watching these videos. Please remember to subscribe, although that's not what this is about, but I've been putting work into these, and if you appreciate it, that's the easiest way to show. But hopefully we're all learning something here together, getting educated about those African American artists that have had such an impact on my industry and all of our lives. And I hope you're enjoying it. We'll see you on the next one. Later.